Welcome back to Cards and Comics, and you can see right here I am going to be opening this box of 99 Molten Metal now. So this is my second box of Molten Metal to be opened. So just so people who didn't see the first video, I'll try to link it if I can. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but I'll try to link it. But here it is. Last time I opened a box, I got 4 regular fusions and 2, I think, of the number to 500. See the little odds here. The sterling number to 500. So there's titanium and sterling. Titaniums are 50. Sterlings are 500. So I got 2 of the sterlings and 4 of the base fusions, right? Which seems abnormal, right? Seemed like that was like maybe an abnormal box. I don't know if I'm going to get that kind of hit again. Now, the titanium golds are, obviously the huge hit in this kind of product. Griffey just sold for over $8,000 a gold did. So that's a pretty big amount of money for this kind of product from the 90s. Considering that, the 90s, there was no 101s. Everything was just, out of 50 or maybe 25. So, this is going to be fun. Now, please bear with me. Fair warning, I opened a box this before. It's 24 packs. There's a lot of packaging to get through. I'll try to edit as much as I can, but it's just a lot of packaging. Now, they have a lot of, they tell you kind of who the heavy metal, supernaturals, all that. So why is that important? Well, the supernaturals, there's Griffey and Ripken and everyone else. If you look over here, it tells you get 1 supernatural in a box fusion and then 2 heavy metals. So I'm going to get like 2 of, Bonds and Ivan Rodriguez and Tim Salmon, and then 1 of those guys. So hopefully we get somebody good. Last time I think I got a Roger Clemens, a Vlad Guerrero. So some pretty good stuff, but didn't hit any of my let's say PC players. But I've been broadening out my PC guys. I mean, you've seen a few on my Instagram. I've got a few other players besides Griffey and Thomas that I've showcased. Now, this product is really bizarre how it's packaged. And last time when I opened it, it was very hard because it was like this. This is like really bizarre stuff. You've got, this kind of pack within this thing, and it was glued in. So every pack was glued. And so I had to and there's another pack inside this pack. So it's just a lot of packaging to get through. Now, before I start, I just want to kind of back off a little bit. You can see my new playmat. I've got my new Death playmat. If you scroll over here, you'll see it's based off this comic book right here. This is David Finch's Action 894. I'm going to just pull it out real quick. So you can see this is the comic book that this mat's based off of. A David Finch cover from Action number 894 back in the 90s. There you go. Just thought I'd show that a little bit before we get right back in the video. Oops. And get it all ready to go. Here we go. We're going to start doing some metal fusion. So here we go. Pack number 1. And we'll see how it goes. If this is going to be a little different and if it's all glued in. Oh, that came out. Last time I had a hard time getting the cards to come out of the stupid glue on the pack. So here we go. Now you get the metal cards. I think the metal cards are pretty the explosions. Get quite a few of them. So here we go. We're going to see what we get. Pack number 1. The base cards are cool too. I mean, this is just a nice set. You can see they're a little sticky, but not bad. This is not a product that tends to be bad. But you can see how shiny the base cards are. I think if they look kind of foily. I mean, so if they weren't so dark, I think they'd be a little nicer, honestly. But Durham, Derek Gibson, Hintgen, Karos, and then King Griffey Jr. coming up. Sweet. We hit a Griffey right off the bat, so our Griffey count is already at +1. Then here's a Chad Allen. But we'll go ahead and pick Mr. Griffey in a sleeve and in a holder because he deserves it. He is Mr. Cool for me of the 90s, so I'll put him in a little holder just to get started as we go down this box break. And you can see in the light there, you can see it's got a kind of bluish background, but when it's like that, it's very dark. So it's just a card that the foil is very dark on it. But we hit a Griffey card, even though it's a base. I've looked up the pop reports, and even the base cards for Griffey are low pop, just because these are really, condition sensitive cards. There is our first base card. Trying to get the light up here a little bit. All right, so pack 1 is done. All right. Pack number 2. Man. It's been a while since I opened a box. I mean, it's been probably almost 2 weeks. Some of it I post my box breaks, sort of like space them out. So even though I might post box breaks, closer apart or closer together, in reality, sometimes, like they're recorded maybe like a couple of days before. Just how it goes. Sometimes you just, it takes me 5 or 6 days or a week to get a video recorded and posted. But I try to get them out there. I got to count how many 90s box breaks I've done. I mean, I'm well over 50 now on my channel. So if you want to see what 90s baseball cards look like, my channel definitely has a lot of box breaks to choose from to see how the 90s looked, what products you may want to open yourself. It's a Barry Larkin. Another Eric Caro. So already a double, 2 packs in. Jeff Bagwell and a Jesse Garcia. That's sort of what I want to do with my channel. I wanted to make it where I was kind of documenting the 90s. Some people, they're opening product to get, honestly to get cards for the collection. I'm doing that as well, but I'm also trying to document these products because I feel like these are such cool cards, and have a place you can go to see a lot of different products being opened is kind of what I want to do. And that's what I'm doing with my channel. That's the focus of it now, is to sort of do this and and to grow my collection. So first metal cards coming up. I wish they would have done a parallel of the base cards too. That would have been cool. Now honestly, this is early into the whole parallel and insert game, honestly, 99. They hadn't got everything figured out. I think, if they had a parallel of the base set to kind of make the base cards even a little cooler, that would have been fun. But they didn't. They had the fusions. You could say that's the parallel. I understand. But I think, they could have had a parallel that wasn't so unique. And there's our first metal card, Jeff Cirillo, and then Misao Kiddo. So we have not hit any fusion cards yet, which is not to be, not surprising. All right. So the glue on these packs are either not there at all, or they're just a lot easier to get into. So enjoying that a lot more. Have not hit any of the fusion inserts yet. So hopefully we hit a fusion soon, because that's what everyone tuned in to see. Another metal card. So we'll flip everything around. See if we can get. All right, Larry Walker. Now I do have some cards, some more boxes coming in soon. I have another box of 1999 Topps metal. Yeah, there we go. Craig Biggio, so Hall of Famer. The with the domed golds inside them, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. A second box of those, the Stars and Steels. That's what the set's called. But it's kind of like the big metal set from Topps. But Stars and Steel, they made it 2 years. Second year was 99, and they had the really cool gold dome cards. And there's only 44 cards in that whole set. I'm going to try to fit the whole set together. I've never pulled one out of a pack, so you get, I think, one in every other box. It's like one in 48 packs, so or one in every other box. So hopefully, if I open a second box, I can get a gold dome. That would be really cool to document that. All right, here we go. Another base looks like John Olerud, Damon, Rusty Greer, Bartolo Colon, Vlad Jr. or Vlad. Sorry, I keep calling him Jr., but Vlad. And Giambi. So I pull Vlad cards almost every box break. I mean, he's a pillar of the 90s, but he seems to be one of my big time hits that I get out of the 90s boxes I open. So that's interesting. He's definitely, I got an atomic refractor of him, and I believe the 96 Bowman's Best. For anyone who's tuned into the channel, 99 Bowman's Best is sort of my favorite set from the 90s for a lot of reasons. One is, I was a big Matt Holliday fan, and he has a really cool rookie card in there that I'll always chase and was trying to hit. So the atomics are in there that I think are really cool. So it's just one of my favorite products, and it's also very economical. You can buy boxes. I can get boxes for like $150 to $175, and I just opened one pretty recently. It was kind of a dead box. Rivera, Hall of Famer, kind of a dead box, but you're not going to win every box. I kind of like that I got that box, just honestly because Kevin Brown metal is that it was so realistic. Like, I've hit some pretty good boxes recently, and so it wasn't fun to hit a box. It was a dud box, so it was also kind of much more realistic to see what it was like opening that product in the 90s, to see what just a normal or dud box looked like, and it can be pretty brutal back in the 90s. Like, you can get products where, like, now I've had 97 Finest where I didn't get the gold card, or and Topps doesn't do a good job collation. It's not very fun when you don't get your hits, because you only get a few hits in some of those products, and then if you don't get it, you're kind of SOL, and you feel kind of like, oh, I got ripped off a little bit. And that's the kind of feeling you get sometimes in those products, because you only have a few hits. Favorite Pirate, Kendall from the 90s. Thought about doing a Kindle PC, but I don't know. Probably just rare inserts if I was going to do something like that. Rondell White, Juan Gonzalez, Travis Lee. Gonzalez was so good. He's in every high-end insert set in the 90s. So if you put together a lot of sets, like I have, put together like the Shining Stars Pulsar set, or, I bought that set and it's got the Gonzalez in it. So it's like, you start putting together a lot of cool cards from the 90s, and Juan Gonzalez pops up quite a bit. He won an MVP 1 year. Probably should have gave it to Griffey that year he won it, but, he was definitely a stud, though. I mean, he was not a bad player. Here's our first fusion. There we go. Here we go, guys. First fusion coming up. Juan Encarnacion. Eric Davis. Derek Lee. We'll get the bottom card out of the way. Michael Barrett. Here we go. Derek Lee. There's the metal card on the bottom, which is Cliff Floyd. We really have not done well on our metal cards. That is for sure. All right, I think there's 2 cards stuck. No, there's not. All right, here we go. Who is our metal card? Vlad Guerrero. You can't make it up. You can't, And the thing that's funny to me about hitting the Vlad Jr. is that you know, I did call it a little bit, and not because, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't want to hit Vlad. I mean, I'm not like a Vlad hater. I have a lot of his cards, but it's just, this is my second one I've hit out of a pack. So our streak on Vlad Guerrero continues with the Fusion base card of Vlad. And still a very cool card. And he's a Hall of Famer. So I'm not going to sit here and be all like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I hit another Vlad Guerrero. But, you know, it'd have been cooler to see a Bonds or somebody like that. But that's how it goes. You just always going to be able to choose what you get. There you go. First Fusion. So in theory, there should be one more of those and another one that's the Supernatural, harder to get one. And hopefully we get a blue. And hopefully we get a gold, a titanium. Never got a titanium. And I saw where the guy got the titanium Frank Thomas out of the pack. That was super cool. Super duper cool for that dude, and it did sell very well. I made an offer on that card, I almost pulled the trigger from what he was wanting for it, and kind of wish I had, but I mean, it was a lot of money, and I was just after the national. I just, I was kind of tapped out, on that, getting that 68 3D Clemente. That kind of tapped me out for a little bit on big cards, and that card was he wanted over $4,000 for that gold Frank Thomas. I don't know what he ended up getting for it. I mean, I didn't offer that much for it, so I don't know what he ended up getting for it. Maybe like $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know, somewhere in that range. So it's definitely a cool card, but everyone's got budgets and stuff. And again, if I hadn't picked up that 3D Clemente at the National, I would have been in the market for a big card still. And that would have been on the list of cards to try to get, because that is a cool card. All right, looks like another base pack. So I'm not sure we're going to get our 6 fusions like we got in that one box. Okay. So got a lot of packs to go, but I think that box was unusual. There's a Mike Piazza. Pat Burrell. Yeah, I thought that was unusual because based on the odds, even on the pack, it felt like that you should not have got 4, or 4 fusions plus 2 blues in one box. And here's a little issue: is the cards are in the seal area of the pack, and that's not great. Hopefully nothing got damaged. You definitely tell the packs to have the metal card. I mean, they definitely have way more. The reason they put the glue in the packs is because with that metal card in there, the cards would slide around a lot inside there and cause a lot of damage. So I glued the pack in there so that cards with the packs of the metal cards wouldn't slide up and down and damage all the cards in that pack. So it was a quality control measure. Canseco, Sexton, Milton, and Hidalgo, and El Duque. So our metal cards have been kind of rough. Like, like I said, I'm not complaining too much yet, but yeah, it's, I think we hit Craig Biggio as our best metal card so far. Now, I got this box at a really reasonable rate. I mean, like I said, I got 3 boxes coming, the top stars. I also have I think a 97 select box coming as well. So a 97 select is a pretty cool product. So that's coming. Here we go. Tino Martinez, metal. Dave Justice. Nefi Perez. Palmero, Giambi, and Ellis Burks. There you go. So we're getting through half the box already. So I feel like we're making good time, in my opinion. I felt like, after opening one box of it, I kind of feel more, let's say, used to how these boxes should be opened after the first time around. But yeah, that first box was just like, oh my god, there's so much stuff going on with these packs. What's going on? And I also was having a hard time getting them out because the glue is very sticky on the packs or the boxes I was trying to get into. Run out of space here a little bit. Let me make a change here to get everything kind of moved around. And just for those who want to see the inside of the box, it's pretty cool. The inside of the box, oh no, everything's falling. But it's embossed. Like I'm going to try to show you what this looks like. It's like textured right through here and down through here. So like that is pretty cool packaging, how they did that. So anyway, I wanted to show everyone that before I throw the box down and getting back sort of where it was. All right, here we go. Here we go. So yeah, making a little more room. It's a big box. It's another thing too. It's like that box is massive for the 90s. It's just, that is a big old box that you're having a. Uh-oh, there's a blue. We got a blue, guys. All right, here we go. Mike Figa. I don't know who that is. Here we go. Steve Finley. So the blues are numbered to 500. Got Fred McGriff. Get rid of the bottom card, which is a metal card. And that's the thing too, is like you can get metals and fusions in the same pack. Eric Milton. Our string of bad metal cards is continued. So I got the Todd Hundley. Let's see who our blue card is, guys. We got Jeff Weaver. Not the greatest. And you can see these are numbered out of 500. There we go. It's a little tough. Get closer. There we go. 13 of 500. There we go. Really cool cards, but not who we were looking for. I'll back out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Not who we were looking for, unfortunately, but we hit the blue, hit a blue. That's all you can really look for. So, one Hall of Famer and one non-Hall of Famer in the fusions. Fusion count up to 2. So we got 1 Griffey and 2 fusions in the box so far. All right. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Like I said, this is a fun product. And again, this will be a long video. It's just hard to get through all this packaging, but I think it's a lot of fun. And I know a lot of the dudes who love this set in terms of just opening it to get those titaniums, the golds. I know those guys open a lot of stuff, a lot faster than I do. So, sorry about that. If you're joining me from one of those other channels that opened up some 90s product and you're like, oh, dude, just get on with it. I understand. Trying. I like the cards. I like looking at them. Who's our fusion this time? Livon Hernandez. Not a lot going on there with the metal fusions. There we go. So the one thing I've never really looked at, because it just kind of came up as, here's Jeff Weaver, and so they use different because people will always say this is a parallel of the base card, but that's the base card for Jeff Weaver. This is the fusion. They're not the same photo. So I've never really thought the cards as parallels. I've always thought them as just a separate insert from this product. But we got another fusion, guys. Here we go. Fusion number 3 coming up. So that's why I've always never really understood why everyone, like, you know, and I guess it's how it's marketed. It's a parallel, but they're not the same card, just in a different style. So, I mean, or in a different, like, color, like a parallel, you know, like they look completely different with a different photo. So, like, I don't consider them to be the same card, but it's how they're kind of marketed. Mike Mussina, Greg Maddux. So that's 2 cool cards. Mondesi, Craig Biggio. Let's see who we get here for our 3rd. And we got Chad Allen. Chad Allen. So, unfortunately, we're getting another reality hit your hard bro video to some extent. You know, Jeff Weaver, Chad Allen. This is what happens in the 90s. You got these kind of boxes. Every box is going to be the Griffey and Thomas box, right? We got the Griffey base card, so we should be a little happy. But there we go. It's our 2nd silver for regular fusion. Got the, keep calling them blue, but the Sterling fusion, number to 500. So 1 Sterling and 2 base fusions. Oh, sorry about that. That was bad form for me to hit the camera. Try to get everything stacked up. I hate it. Like, the piles are kind of like crooked and everything, and just like OCD starts kicking in a little bit. Yeah, I don't like the piles to be that crooked. So yeah, that's 3 fusions. 3 fusions down. I'm hoping to hit a supernatural fusion, because I don't think we've hit one of those. Because I looked on the checklist, the Guerrero is listed not as a supernatural. So in theory, we should have another fusion coming. That is from that. Okay, something. I don't know. Maybe it's just a base card, you know. Yeah, it's just a base card. A little goalie base card. I saw a little gold, but it's just Ricky Henderson. A little gold shine in the background. Cool Ricky card. Got a Ricky Leday right behind. So Ricky and Ricky Leday. Here we go. David Wells. Jason Giambi. Matt Clement, and our string of terrible metal cards continues, and AJ Burnett. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's not really, you know, a bad break yet. We still got packs left over. We're hitting stuff. Wasn't like the 95 box of Finest I opened with 0 refractors, which was awesome to not get the only card you were looking for in the whole box. Here we go. Looks like a base pack. And looking for Jeter and Frank Thomas. We haven't hit those base cards yet. Randy Johnson in that cool purple uniform. Eli Marrero. Kurt Schilling. Mike Cameron. A-Rod, which would have been a cool hit back then, and Todd Helton. So no bonds either, like on anything. We haven't hit a bonds fusion, base card, metal card, nothing. No bonds, only 1 Griffey. So we hit a Griffey right off the bat, pack number 1. And since then have been shut out on our base collecting goals here. Tony Clark. There we go. JT Snow. The cards are a little thicker too. The base cards are printed on. They're almost like flare cards from that time period. And that little thicker card stock. Moses Alou, Ray Durham, and Jeff Kent. Only slightly not worse than the rest of those metal cards we've been getting. Again, the only good metal card we've hit really is a Jeff, or not a Jeff Bagwell, a Craig Biggio. So that's something, I guess. something. I guess better than nothing. All right. AJ Hinch, Matt Williams. It's first Sammy Sosa, Darren Erstad, Matt Clement, and Jeff Jenkins. So hitting a lot of different players. It feels like we're going to get close to, a lot of sets. So not tons of doubles. There's a Manny Ramirez base card for Clevelanders. Neo, I know he's been collecting these Manny cards, doing some cool Manny collecting. Picked up quite a few cool cards. So I appreciate anyone else collecting 90s cards. Rooting for them. I just saw where Sports Card Dad talked about collecting Barry Bonds cards, which is also very cool. So it's funny, how just the evolution of collecting. You go back to your roots, Marquise Grissom. And a lot of the guys, because I remember Neo and these guys were all collecting a lot of basketball at the beginning of their YouTube channels, and now they're all, still collecting basketball, but they're getting into 90s cards. And again, I started out heavy into vintage, and then I've morphed into 90s cards as well. Still doing a little vintage. I got some vintage mail days coming up. I mean, not a ton, but some vintage cards coming up. So more than zero, just, better than zero, I guess. Pedro, Greg Vaughn, Javi Lopez, Scott Rowland, Roberto Alomar. All right, down to 3 packs. Any more fusions hidden here? I'm hoping that we still haven't hit our second. I don't think we've hit our Supernatural. So hopefully we have at least one more fusion left, so we can have a chance at a cool card. And again, the Blood's a cool card. I just already have one. So I like to have a Ripken or a Bonds or a Thomas, There's a Nomar, Troy Glaus, David Cone, Beltran, Denny Nagel as a red. Forgot about that. And Wade Boggs as a Ray. 2 packs. Oh, man. Still chasing the first titanium. I have not hit a titanium. Pretty rare cards to hit, so it's not like you should plan on getting that. But it's interesting, too, because if you open a box of Metal Universe 98, for example, you will hit 1 PMG a box. That is the pull rate. And I did open a box and hit a Jim Edmonds. So that's on my channel, if you guys go back and look. Now, that box was completely destroyed because all the cards were stuck together. So, yeah, not great. But the inserts were not, which was interesting. Those Barry Bonds. Cool base card to stick him here for now. Then Brian Jordan, Fryman. I used to collect Travis Fryman. He was pretty good for a while. Pat Henkin. And then we got John Olerud. And we got the Bonds base card, which I will pin him in a sleeve real quick. Savoring the last pack for today's break to see if we hit another fusion. If we're going to hit anything else in this box. Again, I said earlier, you get 3 is really what I think the odds are. We hit 6 in that one box, which was just, I think, crazy. That might be one of the craziest box openings. If you want to go back and look at that box opening, to hit 6 fusions in one box, I think is not normal. But here we go, last pack. Are we going to do it? Are we not going to do it? I don't know. We shall see. I don't think so. I think we're done. I think we've hit all the cards we're going to hit in the box. Kind of disappointed. I thought we had one more to go. Will Clark, Edgar Martinez, Jose Guillen, and Todd Wellman. Yeah, Not, I mean, I got the 3, so I can't be like, I got shorted. But unless Chad Allen is in the Supernaturals set, yeah. Oh, well, I guess Vlad was in the Supernatural, so I was wrong. There it is. That's the Supernatural. It says right there. So I did get everything I was supposed to get. One of them was blue, the Jeff Weaver, which is cool. Chad Allen and the Vlad. So the Vlad was the best hit by far. Not, as, and I think this is why, when I got the 6 in that one box, I was like, wow, if you get 6 of these in a box, it's like crazy not to be buying these, because like that's just a lot of chances at really cool cards. And then that was abnormal. And then for base cards, I hit a Griffey and a Bonds base. And then I hit terrible on the metal cards. I mean, it's Cirillo. I mean, it's just, and the best base card or metal card I hit was this Craig Biggio. Everything else is, Luvon Hernandez, Eric Milton, and Tino. I mean, he's a good player, but not Hall of Famer. Cliff Floyd. So nothing really there. So that's it, guys. I mean, I like the product a lot, but after opening 2 boxes and seeing what a real normal box looks like, I can say, yeah, I mean, it's not as tempting to keep opening these boxes unless you can get them for a good price. I think a good price for this product is anything under $300, because you do get chances at big cards. The golds are massive cards, but in reality, you're going to get, this is a normal box break for this kind of product. The golds are hard to hit. You may get a blue every other box, or maybe one a box. I've hit blues in every box I've opened so far, but it's only 2 boxes. But it looks like, the normal correlation is to get, 3 in a box. So there you go. That's, that just kind of helps me kind of figure out if I'm going to open more of this product. Again, I think I have to get it at good price points. Below $300, I would think $250 to $275 would be a good price point for this product, because of the high-end hit, but also the fact that your average box is not going to generate $200 or $300. So it's like you're going to lose on every box you don't hit a massive Hall of Famer or a blue card of someone good. So there you go. That's it. That's my box break. Hope you guys like it. I mean, this card is a really cool card, and it's a double now. So, I might give it away on my channel to someone who loves Vlad Guerrero. I know there's some guys on Instagram that collect him. So hit me up, and we'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.
As the chillest tones past my window, I can see a washed up moon through the fog. And then a voice inside my head breaks the analog. Says, follow me down